And the end fresh off their 5th straight win. Gentlemen, congratulations on the win. We had new champions for you, obviously, but a Ryze possibly new. How'd that feel? Was it the pick you guys wanted coming in?
Yeah, with the buffs to Ryze, he's started to see some play in other regions, and I think he's a pretty strong pick. So, yeah, maybe some more Ryze in the future. Stay tuned.
Got to ask about Mumu here. Did you guys expect a Mumu coming from Kiwi Kid?
No, not even that close. Because we know that Kiwi Kid has been playing some kind of unconventional supports, especially in solo queue. So we kind of expected like some weird things to happen, like maybe like a support brand or something like that, or like Karma. And those heroes are slowly, like rising in solo queue too. And like you can just kind of run anything you want as support right now because of the new spell thief changes. So it's kind of interesting to see the Mumu pick, and it kind of worked. So
yeah. And once the game started to unfold with the Mumu pick, comboed with Jinx actually switching lanes, what was going through your guys' communications? Like, how did you react to lane swap?
We pretty much had an idea that they will lane swap because Mundo loses to Ryze, and a Mumu Jinx in 2v2 versus a Morgana Sivir. That won't exactly go well. So we kind of expected them to go 2v1, but we didn't plan it out as well as we wanted to because nobody really does 2v1 in scrims. So in LCS, it's just like, well, you just gotta think on your toes and you just gotta go for it. And we kind of reacted. We kind of reacted pretty well, but not as best as we can. But we had the general idea of what we wanted to do with the game, and we made a couple of mistakes, especially in the early game, which kind of made our mid game kind of hard. But we just out-rotated them and we won.
And so, Nian, did the game play out as you guys would have expected with having Ryze? Because the early game, you weren't getting any CS, and then you just kind of played your freeze master flex lane game and just kept going after each lane. Did that play the way it was supposed to?
I expected a 1v1 matchup, so obviously it didn't go as expected, but how it went was perfectly fine by me. I mean, you just want free farm on Ryze, so I just wanted to freeze the lane like pretty much the entire game, get my core items up, and then you can eventually 1v5. And I didn't really 1v5 that game, but Ryze is pretty strong, and with your core, you can do a lot.
So late game, with Mundo having teleport and you having ignite, were you just telling your team, hey guys, I'm just gonna farm and split push. If the team fight breaks out, then good luck with Mundo?
Pretty much. Like on Ryze, if you just get your core, you're like good to go. So I just wanted to farm up, and you can just outscale Mundo and crush him in group fights. So as long as I'm just splitting versus Mundo, I can also stop his TP with my W, but when he TP'd, I just wasn't positioned to stop his TP, and he didn't end up getting much out of any of his TPs. So it ended up working out really well for me. So I could just free farm versus him. Eventually, I ended up getting like 100 CS lead on him, I think, even though he was like 30 CS to my 1, like at the very start, because he can farm the jungle and I can't. So it was rough.
All right, so let's get into one of the replays, some action from this game. I believe this is a move from Nian here, where we're at the middle inhibitor, if we can get this up on your screen. And you guys initially chase Skara, and he burns his flash, but you don't give up on the chase. And you guys go very deep here. Can you walk me through what you guys are thinking?
So I knew that he had no more escapes to get away, and I was moving speed steroids like crazy. I have the Ryze ulti and Sivir ulti, and if we get that pick, they aren't positioned to protect him that fast. So I want the Ziggs kill, and then I know that I'm really strong, so I can tank them for a little bit, and I know that we can win the group fight if we go super hard, if we kill the Ziggs instantly. So that was my mentality. I just really wanted to kill the Ziggs instantly. And if we do that, we can win the fight, and that's what ended up happening.
How much more do you guys feel in your confidence when you're initiating fights like this? Because you had to go a little bit longer on that one. What's the mentality like and the comms like during those? Because Counterlogic Gaming is a completely different team now than we've seen through past splits. So a little insight into those. Basically,
everybody is talking, and I think me and Afro kind of stepped up recently in terms of talking and planning out what we want to do. And not only that, everybody, like Nian and Double, they're really good at timing flashes. So they know exactly when somebody's flash is down. And the instant somebody's flash is down, we know exactly how to initiate and go for it. And with Sivir and Ryze movement speed, we know the initiates can go long because, if you play this game for, a long time, you just know what your limits are. And because of that, you can just go really ham and you can get a kill and it can just win you the game.
Yep. Right. And I saw that he used both of his escapes. I had my flash up still, so I was just like, team, I'm going ham, basically. And then we ended up going ham, and it did really well for us.
Thumbs up.
All right, let's pull up another replay here because there are a lot of exciting fights in this matchup. This one's at Baron. Let's get this one on your screen. And this is actually the one, I think, where you guys get him the second time around and you come out on top. Let's take a look here.
So basically, Dignitas is doing a desperate Baron right now. And we know that we just have to kill the front line. And the Wukong and the Mundo are our targets. And basically, Wukong just instantly dies. And then we see Mundo just walk up to us. And afterwards, their front line's dead. And, Jinx has Flash and Berry. But, Dexter gets a Cocoon. And he gets more grinded, and he just, they just die.
Yeah, and he got Baron as well.
Yep.
Still took the Baron away, so pretty big plays from the jungler.
Yep.
All right, guys, so with 5 straight wins, you're looking at Team Solo mid to tomorrow, and especially with Reggie's play today. Both of your opinions, how are you feeling about that game?
TSM is going to be hard, and they're a good team that they have good team coordination. And I think, this game we just played right now, I think it shows who is better than who. And even though we fell behind, I think we're a superior team than Dignitas. But versus TSM and Cloud9, they also have really strong rotations that kind of match us. So it's going to be a tough game, and it just depends on how lanes go, and it depends on who can outplay who.
Yeah, TSM's nickname is Free SM for a reason. I think that we will be able to take the victory. But I think they're also a very strong team. I just think without Reginald or without Bjergsen, they're a little bit weaker. But with Bjergsen, they're arguably the strongest team right now in LCS. But I think that we can definitely win tomorrow.
All right, guys, and with this win today, what's the prep for kind of Super Week? Not even for TSM, but what is your prep like in a Super Week? Final question.
We're just going to prep like we did versus Dignitas, and we're just going to talk about everything, and we're going to think about what we should do every single time we get into game, and we're just going to play our best.
Yep. Right on. Well, congratulations on the win. Keep the streak going. I'm sure the fans are quite happy. Best of luck in that. All right, everyone, we're about done here at the analyst desk, but there are much more games for the Super Week to come, so we're going to send it back over to Freakin' Chat.